Hello, welcome to the Critically Curious, and welcome back to Mount & Blade Bannerlords. Now, this is our continuation of the Let's Play series. Understandably, this episode is rather late. Unfortunately, I have been a bit ill lately, so sorry for the timing of this video. We're trying to get back on track now moving forward. We are going to be continuing exactly where we left off, guys. We have been preparing to be a completely independent kingdom, and we have exactly one more nation to kind of push off and to put into place. That, of course, is Vlandia. Now, they are a bigger kingdom than us in almost every single way. They hold an awful lot of territory, and within this episode, we are going to be looking to go to war with them. I do need to try and get a little bit more money. Now, we have been working our way up with the smithing. I believe I've got a load of already smithed swords ready to sell. So a little bit of money is definitely going to be handy. But yes, so we are looking to go to war with Vlandia. I thought it would be a good time to get back into this playthrough, especially as we just kind of got the news recently that the patch that we've been waiting for, the update that we've been waiting for, is delayed. It's been confirmed to be delayed. They have said that unfortunately, the update has become larger than they expected it to be, and so everything needs more time to cook. Unfortunately, I don't know if they just don't have enough people working on these updates, but for whatever reason, they are extremely low, extremely late and slow when it comes to making updates for Mount & Blade Bannerlords. I believe it was the same with Warband, to be fair, so is to be expected. I can't see the update coming out this year at all. I'm kind of hoping February or January. The last update we got was that it's going to be a few weeks. They didn't say a few months, so I'm really hoping, you know, come February, come January, we have got this update for us. But until then, we're going to be going to war with Vlandia, guys. That's right, trying to become an independent kingdom. In other words, we're not going to be paying anyone for peace. Right now, we have very slowly managed to get every single kingdom off our back. So now they're paying us for peace because we've gone to war with pretty much everyone. We've been winning wars left, right, and center. And Vlandia is the last kingdom that we are paying tax to. Now, I don't want to be paying tax to absolutely anybody. So winning this war is paramount. That's what we need to do, and in order to win the war, we're going to need a pretty decent army going off the bat, because I expect Vlandia to have troops, a lot of them, high army marches. So I'm looking to put together an army of around 1500. Don't think we're going to quite make that, because I'm trying to pick out lords here that don't require a astonishing amount of influence to use. I would like to keep some of this influence for a little bit later, but this is only our first little army. Hopefully we've left enough lords behind for another army to form as well. Now we do need to find a target or two. We do need to try and take out as many of these Vlandians as possible and begin to score points, because if we remember from previous videos, when it comes to actually wars, it's a points game. If you want them to be paying you money, which is ideally what we want in the end, we want this war won, and we want money as we want money as soon as possible from them, basically. It's all about scoring those points and raiding villages that, for some reason, the AI really hate it when you raid their villages. So points there matter a lot. Casualties during battle matter a lot as well. You've also got prisoners, you've got castles and towns being taken. All these things very quickly add up to you guys scoring that war score and then hopefully getting that victory. Now, we are trying to get as much money as possible, so we're going to be selling all of our crafted two-handed swords, which is the way I recommend. I know a lot of people like to do the javelins, but I always feel that it's quicker and easier to get two-handed swords over javelins, because you can get javelins, absolutely, but it's a little bit harder when you're very first starting off to get that experience and all that jazz. So we're still doing the swords at the moment. Let's see if there's any money to be had in this town. And there is a ton of money to be had in this town, which is pretty awesome. We're going to trade in all of the swords we can to get as much of this back as possible. Don't forget, guys, we also have an active and growing Discord. The Discord is surprisingly active in the Mountain Blade to Bannerlords subsection. And we have a ton of players within the Discord. So if you want to join a Discord, if you want to chat about what's happening within your game, if you want tips and tricks, you just got stuff to share, then the link is down in the description of the video. We also have a ton of other threads for a ton of other games that we do cover and talk about as well. That's a rather large army. We can't really take that on with the troops we got. I mean, we probably could. We do have the Thane champions, but it's not really a battle that I want to risk. It looks like we've got a load of our troops joining us. So if we hold our guns a second, we should be able to squash that army. Now, this is our own town. I wouldn't necessarily recommend draining your own town's resources all the time, though. I've done it this one occasion because I would like some gold right now. That way I don't have to think about it later on. We're going to let all of these parties join us. There is a fair ton of them, mind here. And hopefully we get them all. And that army is still waiting for us. Last one, I think. Oh, 1,500. Now that's what I call an army. And of course we do massively outnumber this Vlandian army now. This is going to be the first battle we have had. Absolutely don't want to lose a castle, but we do want to be winning some of these battles. Now, one battle is not going to win a war, but when you take out an army size of 1,000, that's going to be hard to replace. Now, I'm sure they can do it. They are a gigantic empire here on our map. They really are the superpower. It looks like they've already gone through and they are currently in battle. So they've lost about 100 or so troops already. We've gone up to 1,850. We are more than 2 to 1 of there. So this is a nice, easy battle for us. I believe whoever was defending the castle, they also waded in here. That is a huge ton of troops that we have at our disposal. And we do outnumber them an awful lot. So when it comes to tactics here, we don't really need to think too fondly of it. Sometimes I think overthinking can kind of suck the joy out of this game sometimes. We're actually managing to get some hits with our bow here. Kind of wish I had some more points in it. There's still an achievement when it comes to the bow that I would like to get. Haven't got that just yet. There's our trusty little sword. Might say little, the damn thing weighs a ton. But it certainly knows how to deal damage, so we can keep that. I always worry with this many troops on the field, like, just, you know, is this going to be the battle that kind of like freezes up the game? Because we are playing on console, of course. So sometimes when you play on console, it doesn't like having too many troops, which is why I tend to try and stay kind of back when it comes to battles. I tend to try to be the general of the battle rather than the one wading in. Oh, there is a lot of their troops there. We need to back up and redirect. On the other hand, you can see how we're kind of manipulating the battle here. I've got a lot of their mounted cavalry kind of just focused on me as I was kind of circling them, which means they're not then messing up all of my infantry. And it gives my troops time to handle whatever they're doing business-wise, and then of course they can move in and attack all these guys. Sometimes it's not about how many people you can kill, being a decent distraction and kind of trying to lead the AI or the nasty AI units away from your more spongier troops is very, very smart play sometimes. I do need to set up kind of like a second cavalry party, really. 10, 20 troops, that kind of thing, just as like a personal guard that I can have following me around. That would be kind of cool. I love how this sword just absolutely cuts through enemies. 168 damage is mad. In one swing, boom, boom, every hit a death. If we hit them. There we go, we got him. 144. Boom. Oh! A 78, he did not die. It is one of my favorite creations, though, this sword. I kind of have meant to make different swords and better swords and upgrade it as we kind of went, but do you know what? This does such a decent job. I remember I believe it was the last episode before that, had people ask, what actually was the build pattern for this sword, but it is definitely in the playthrough. I need to kind of bring up that episode, to be fair, and highlight it. There we go. Just farming some kills out now. I think this battle's pretty much over, pretty much done. Got to admit, Mount & Blade is one of my favourite games of all times. The freedom this game has is just amazing. One of the best kingdom management games, I think, of all time. There's not many that can compete with it, really. I think CK3, Crusader Kings 3, I love that game. It's a very cool game. Very different to Mount & Blade, of course, because it's more about, thinking and talking and kind of the diplomacy side of things, which I guess Mount & Blade struggles with. But again, a very good kingdom management game as well. Just can't wait for this update if we ever get it. I believe we are obviously very close now. This 1.2.5 update that we get, it's going to revolutionize the game. It's going to bring in so much more to this game, and really give it that second life that I think a lot of people are waiting for. Nice little victory there, though, that was. It looks like there is 137 troops left, so we're just going to send inner troops for this. We don't really need to battle that. Unfortunately, simming battles, it's problematic sometimes. It's probably best to always battle them yourself, even if you just stand at the back of the battlefield. But when it comes to that lower numbers, we don't really need to. We did get some troops. I'm actually thinking about taking all of the troops and just plopping them down in one of the garrisons. There is a ton of prisoners here as well. 122 prisoners. That's kind of cool. And we got a load of level ups as well. Our army is getting experience, which is cool. Those Vlandian recruits. Hopefully we can get ourselves some Vlandian cavalry soon. That's kind of the one thing that scares me about going to war with Vlandia is their cavalry is so good. It's probably the best cavalry in the game. It's very, very strong. They're going to have a lot of bloody units as well. Let's see if we can pop here and pop some of those troops away. Sell some of those prisoners. I think that was a good victory, though. That was a good battle, a good amount of troops we took off the board there. Took some prisoners as well. I'm quite happy with that. A good way to kick off this war. Also defended a castle. See if we can top them up. We've got another 10 troops that we need to get rid of. To be fair, this garrison is already pretty stacked. Just trying to see if there's any troops that kind of take my eye that I can swap in and out. Now we have two prisoners that we need to make sure we pop into this dungeon. That would be the officers, the lords. We want to take as many of those as possible. Because, of course, if we have the lords in our dungeons, then they can't use them to repopulate their armies. Now, there's a little castle down here. I wonder what it would take to take that castle on. I mean, with nigh on 1,500 troops, I feel like we should be pretty good. Let's besiege, and of course we're going to go for those trebuchets again. Now we have a very good engineer, and they should be able to set up the camp and make those trebuchets pretty quickly. So I don't think we're going to need to move any into reserve. I think we're going to be able to knock it down pretty effectively. They just got their first catapult up, and we just got our trebuchet up, so I think trebuchets trump catapults. Typically, if you don't have an engineer, especially one as higher level as we do, I would recommend moving all of your siege engines into reserve until you have, 4 of them all ready to pop out at once. It just means you're not wasting troops, resources, and money. But undoubtedly the easiest way to raid any town, any castle, is to smash down those walls. Now, it's not necessarily ideal because, of course, if you want that in your kingdom, you're going to have to repair those walls, but it is the damn quickest way and easiest way to win those siege battles. Loading times are too long. Far too long. It'd be kind of cool if we can take this castle, though. This would be the first real, you know, hit at Vlandia. This would be the first castle they would have lost. Of course, they did just lose a major battle as well, which is cool. Very cool looking castle. I think we should help out on the old trebuchet. We way outnumber these guys, so they've got no hope of winning at all, especially with those walls smashed in. Get off the trusty steed. Let's see if we can get any bow hits. We're a very long way out. Let's see if we can get this. No, I believe we're too low. Come on, we're gonna get one. Hey, we got a hit. Look at that. Now that's some distance. That is some distance. I quite like the bow, to be fair. Come in real handy whenever defending a castle. Let's see if we can set up this trebuchet. Where do we load it? I believe we load it down here. Alright, there you go, guys. All loaded up. Let's do this. Where are we looking? Just make sure they're all charging in just to get it kind of done and over with. Sometimes a lot of the archers will sit back. And of course, if the archers aren't in, when it comes to one or two men left, sometimes they glitch. Sometimes it's those archers that can actually get that job finished. And there we go. We are all done. They retreated back to the keep. Looks like we got a little battle to do. Should all be the Fane champions that come in with us. And it is, it is, it is. They are an undoubtedly amazing troop. Top tier troop. At least we got ourselves a kill. Looks like I missed the party. I missed the party. I got a single kill out of that. That's a shame. 4 troops, almost no prisoners. That's a bit of a shame too. Would have liked some more prisoners there. Loot. And then we have it. We have got ourselves another castle. That's very cool. Vlandia are going to be gutted. I'm sure that was a much loved castle amongst their kingdom. All in all, so far, this war is going pretty good, to be fair. We do need to make sure we up our cohesion within our army. Otherwise, that would have just boosted and gone. A bit of a close call, really, because I didn't notice it too much as we were waiting for that castle siege. So I'm going to have to keep my eye on. We do have a lot of lords, and because we have so many lords, that cohesion is going to drop rather rapidly. So it's something that we need to, you know, keep an eye on, absolutely. One of our castles over here, though, is being raided. So let's see if we can defend that. I think this is the same castle that was being raided at the beginning of the video. We are down to 1,400 troops, but it's still a significant amount of troops. And they've got an army of around 350. Ooh, we have a decision. Okie dokie. Now, does everyone have land? I think they do. So might as well go with what everyone wants here. And now let's get into this little battle. Now, I'm going to break in, but I think we're just going to send the troops in here. It's 1,500 versus 300. I think we got that battle pretty good. There we go. Easy win. Easy win. Got another prisoner. Another 100 more prisoners. Now that's what we like to see. Of course, the more prisoners we get, the more money we get too. Wars are expensive after all. Do you know what, though? I think this is a pretty decent way to start off a war against Vlandia. We have won 2 big battles. We've cleared out about 1,400 troops of theirs. And we've taken out a castle as well. Not to mention having 2 castle defenses there. All in all, I think Vlandia are on the losing side at the moment. Now, I'm not going to count my chickens just yet because Vlandia is going to be a tough cookie. I think this war is going to go on for a few episodes, but so far I think we made some good progress. I'm quite happy the way things are going. I think I'm going to end this episode about here though, guys. So if you have enjoyed what you have watched, don't forget to hit that like button and comment on the video. Honestly, all interactions help with Bannerlords. This is an old-ish game now, so you know, it really is up to you, the viewers, to you know, keep this series going and keep the coverage going on it. So all interaction is greatly appreciated. But until next time, I've been Monk, we've been Critically Curious, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Now, in the next video, we're going to leave off from exactly where we're leaving off today. It looks like we've got a pretty good battle ahead of us as well. So until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.